Mississippi State gave my Vols a bit of a scare Saturday afternoon in Starkville. A late Tennessee touchdown forcing OT. That's where the upset attempt ended for Jeff Lebby's group. But these Dogs are living up to their name in the early season, already crushing their preseason win total of 3.5, now with 4 victories. Chip Patterson and Danny Kanell back here with us. And guys, Mississippi State's been rocking in Stark Vegas. Already a ranked upset under their belt. Almost added another one, but now they hit the road to face number 6 Texas A&M. Danny, how do you think this team fares away from those cowbells?
I think this team is one of the more improved teams in the SEC. Jeff Lebby took over this one, and you knew he was going to bring an offense that would be exciting, but now they've got a defense that's playing a lot better and an offense that's much improved too. So I think this is one of those headache games for every coach in the SEC. When they see Mississippi State coming to town, they're going to be like, uh-oh, we have to deal with an offense that stretches you vertically down the field and a physical defense that comes with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. The question, as you mentioned, is how do they take this thing on the road? And that'll be the big question mark for this Mississippi State Bulldog team this weekend.
Yeah, the team currently leads the SEC in penalty yards per game, 85.4. You can't assume that gets better on the road, Chip Patterson.
No, Emily, and especially at Kyle Field, where that place was rocking and rolling for another penalty-prone team in Auburn over the weekend. We saw the false starts. We saw the way that they were able to force Jackson Arnold into those 3rd and long situations. And this Mississippi State offense, one of the reasons why it's improved so much is because they finally have some balance. It is so important. If Mississippi State wants to be in this game late, they need to avoid the 3rd and long, obvious passing scenario where that Texas A&M defense is going to pin their ears back. So procedural penalties, false starts, especially among these penalty issues, those have got to be cleaned up, because while they love being able to have that on as their advantage, as they've been playing all these home games in a row, man, they cannot have it be something that costs them when they go on the road, especially playing at Texas A&M.
You know, it does travel, a run game. And how about Fluff Bothwell, 4th in the SEC in yards and touchdowns? Chip, what kind of impact has he made on this team's early success?
Yeah, like I was saying, you can't just expect that Jeff Lebby's going to chuck it all over the yard. You can't just sit back and drop 8 and try to make Blake Shapen make a mistake. You have to respect the run game for this Mississippi State offense. Now, Fluff Bothwell, coming over from South Alabama, was somebody who we thought was very exciting at the Sun Belt. But you always wonder, especially at a position like running back, that when they take the step up in competition and the closing speed of defenders gets a little bit less and the strength of the defenders gets a little bit more, are they still going to be able to be as dominant? And after playing these teams that they have so far, even last weekend against Tennessee, I think the answer is emphatically yes. Fluff Bothwell's game does in fact translate. I've been very happy for him as an individual, and for Mississippi State's offense, I think that's one of the big reasons we've seen Jeff Lebby's group take a step forward.
I'm looking at Blake Shapen, the quarterback you mentioned. He's been really solid so far, but I am kind of concerned for him going against this defense, because he was running for his life a lot of the time this past weekend. He was sacked 5 times, took an absolutely vicious hit, which was a scoop and score afterwards. How does he fare on the road with pressure? They have another offensive lineman that's down, so he's going to really have to protect his body, but also protect the football as well, and take your shots when they're there down the field against a very, very stout Texas A&M defense.
Yeah, they gave up 2 defensive touchdowns in that game on Saturday night. And you know, Mike Elko licking his chops to make life challenging on a quarterback coming in to Aggieland. Chip, what can this defense get done to make life difficult for Mississippi State?
Now, I think that Texas A&M's defense is coming off their best performance of the season. I was among those criticizing this Texas A&M defense, making a lot of expert picks that involved them getting picked apart by Auburn over the weekend, because they gave up yards to UTSA, gave up yards to Utah State, and of course we saw Notre Dame go and hang 40 on them. But man, they seem to have really locked in, playing complementary with good run defense early, good pass defense late. And we heard Mike Elko. It's obvious that he's complaining about it. I mean, he even had a little side swipe at Brian Kelly when he's like, come on, why are you guys asking about this? But he was like, he really is being serious. He wants this defense to feel empowered. He wants this defense to feel very confident as they're going into a game. And so I think that we thought that that was going to be a liability. That was going to be a group that wasn't up to the Mike Elko standard. But after the way that they absolutely kept Jackson Arnold and the Auburn passing game in check, I think it's time that I and others pay more respect to that Texas A&M defense.
Texas A&M also has an impact running back in Le'Veon Moss, who's right behind Bothwell in a lot of those categories I mentioned. Danny, what is the importance for him in this offense?
They got to get him going. Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator, I do think he found his quarterback in Marcel Reed, but I think Marcel Reed's only as good as he can be when you get Le'Veon Moss going. You have to keep defenses honest with the run game. He is a dynamic, explosive back who leads the team in touchdowns. He is explosive. He can get you those big plays, those big chunk yards if you don't have them. That to me is the key to the game. Can they establish the ground game with Le'Veon Moss against Mississippi State, take kind of, their excitement, take their will away from them early in this game. And in order to do that, it starts with Le'Veon Moss in the backfield.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just go with the low-hanging fruit here. Marcel Reed has taken steps forward in his development, which is exactly what you want to see, because he was a little bit of a one-trick pony, in my opinion, at times during last season. He wasn't always going to be the starting quarterback. Remember, he was in, he was out, him and Connor Wegman kind of going back and forth. But working with Colin Klein this offseason, getting a few more pass catchers added to the offense, I think that he has really started to flourish as a passer, so that now his ability to run is more of extend the play. It's more of a, go and get that first down to extend a drive. Instead of leaning on the ground game as one of Marcel Reed's best qualities, now it's something that is a good complement to what's becoming a much better approach in terms of the downfield passing attack. Danny's 100% right. Le'Veon Moss being healthy and being effective is a huge part of Texas A&M's offense, being able to be at a level so that they can contend for an SEC championship and a college football playoff berth, but they also need Marcel Reed to continue to stack good weeks on top of each other, because right now that trajectory is going up and up and up and up.
It's not low-hanging fruit. You both picked quarterbacks, you both picked running backs, but now I need you to pick this game. Chip, what's your prediction?
All right, now Mississippi State is, they got all teed up. They took Tennessee to overtime, and oh gosh, now we're going into Kyle Field against a confident Texas A&M team with a few injury issues. I don't know if this is going to go well for Klanga. There ain't no cowbells. They do a lot of this, they do a lot of this, but it's still going to be an intimidating home environment for Texas A&M. I've got the Aggies winning this game 38-21.
Else do a lot of this. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of that in College Station. I also think Mississippi State has been a great story, but the injuries are starting to mount. And if you can't protect Blake Shapen, which they did struggle with last weekend at home, on the road, good luck against this defense. I've got Texas A&M winning 34-10, keeping that offense in check.
All right. Thank you both for the predictions, the breakdowns, all the good stuff. You can find more of that on the college football YouTube page. Look up CBS Sports College Football. You'll find it. Also, we made it very easy. There's a QR code. Just scan it and make sure that you are subscribed.